turn that on. Okay. So we were talking about the idea of, and do not shake the camera, keep it stable. Because yesterday I saw it was shaky. Don't shake it.
Shaky.
So we were talking about the concept of sthitpragya or stoicism. Because when we read Viktor Frankl's story, whose wife was killed, whose mother was killed, whose father was killed, and who survived the concentration camps of Hitler. And he says he could survive because he was in that state of mind, stoic state, when no tragedy could affect his. That is what brings happiness. Third, she talks about mindfulness. Okay. If you are mindfulness, you become happy. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is being aware about yourself and being aware about your surroundings. Mindfulness is paying attention to your emotional state. Mindfulness is being aware of your feelings. Mindfulness is paying close attention to your people around you. If she sat in my class and I am a teacher, I should pay attention. I should know what's the problem with her. If I go on teaching, if she is sleeping in my class and she is sick, if I go on teaching and I ignore, I am not mindful. If I am a mindful teacher, I must go to her and talk to her, what's the problem you have. I should help my just do it myself. So what is mindful? Mindfulness is a very good quality of managers. What is mindfulness? Two things. You are very aware about your inner state. If you are angry, you become aware, oh, I should be careful, I am losing my temper. If you are nervous, you become aware, oh, I am being unnecessarily careful, I should have confidence. You carefully observe your mental state, your emotional state, your feeling. One. Second, you also very carefully observe your surrounding. And if something is happening, you become watchful. I'll give a story. Very short story. I'll speak about it. Virginia Woolf is a very famous writer, and she has written an essay, 3-page essay. I will highly encourage you to read that if you find time. Wonderful essay. She says, she had a study room and there was a study table, and one afternoon she was reading on the study table. The window was open, and outside window she could see green field, land, hariyali. And she says, as I was reading, on the window pane, a fly came. What do you call? Fly. Or maybe not a fly exactly. Moth. M-O-T-H, moth. A moth appeared. She was reading. The moth is dancing, flying. And she stops reading and she pays attention to the tiny insect. Very small, moths are very small. This is mindfulness. Look. And then the moth dances and the moth falls down on the window ledge. The moth falls on the ground. The moth falls upside down and the moth tries to right itself. The moth tries to right itself. Then Virginia Woolf stops reading, takes a pencil, and she writes the moth, thinking to help the creature. After a few seconds, when she help the moth to be right, the moth dies in front of her eyes. Then she is so disturbed, she can't study. She stops and she thinks why the moth died. And she thinks and thinks, and she writes her feelings, and this writing becomes the world famous essay taught around the world, titled The Death of the Monk. This is the essay. I think it's It's a beautiful essay, 3-page essay that best make you understand what is mindfulness. So mindfulness is being aware of yourself as well as your surroundings. What is mindfulness? Being aware of yourself as well as your surroundings. And if you become a manager tomorrow, this is very important quality. You should be aware about your office as well as your role. And she says that when you are mindful, when you are self-reflective, when you reflect yourself, when you think, then you reduce reactions. What is mindfulness? Less reaction. Who is a stoic? Who is stoic? Stoic people, sthitpragya people, do not easily react to their surroundings. कसैले गाली गर्यो रिएक्सन नै नगर्नु, इन्सल्ट गर्यो रिएक्सन नै नगर्नु, हर्ट गर्यो रिएक्सन नै नगर्नु, फेसमा फिलिङ पनि नलिनु, एकदमै हर्ट गर्यो स्माइल गरिरहनु, एकदमै हर्ट गर्यो जोक भनिरहनु, एकदमै गाली गर्यो हाँसेर हिँड्नु। इन्सल्ट गर्यो तुरन्तै रिएक्ट नगर्नु, चुप लागेर बोले अर्कलाई इन्सल्ट गर्छ अर्कलाई गर्छ आफै बोल्छ उ आफै बोल्छ। Look how beautiful. Let's kiss it. Learn to be less and less reactive in life.
Yes, sir.
Learn to be positive भएर 32 पुतलीमा हिँड्दै रहेछ बडो क्रस गर्दाखेरि त्यसले कसैलाई छोएछ त्यतिमा छुरा हालेर मान्छे मारेछ। छुँदाखेरि छुरा हाल्नुपर्छ। अब जेल जान्छ गइसक्यो जेल। त्यो रिएक्ट नगरे भने छुरा हाल्ने नियत आउने थिएन। Don't be reactive. Next. See. Take longer breaths. Percent of us do not know how to breathe. Breathing is a science. Join a yoga center. Join an expert yoga guru and learn how to breathe. This will increase your lifespan. Breathing, breathe slowly. Breathing at 3 steps. Inhale. Stop. Exhale. And as you breathe in, become aware of the air going into from your nostrils. That is mindfulness. Right? Then practice self-compassion. What is self-compassion? I know Mingma. What does it do? It takes a blade and it scratches his wrist. And I can see dozen cut in his wrist, bleeding. Don't do that. Do not harm yourself. Some people have this self-harming tendency, suicidal tendency, right? Avoid that. Then show compassion to others. गर्मी छ, छतमा कुनै भाँडा पानी राख्नुहोस्, परिवारले खान्छ। बाटोमा पानी राख्नुहोस्, कुकुरले पिउँछ। खाना खाँदै हुनुहुन्छ, एक मुठी भात छुट्याउनुहोस्, कागलाई दिनुहोस्। बाटोमा पोहोर छ, सफा गर्नुहोस्। Show kindness to others. Be self-reflective. Reflect on your emotions and feelings. Don't be angry. Don't be upset. Don't have infatuation. Nai malai त्यही केटी चाहिन्छ attitude. Don't have this attitude. What is infatuation? Infatuation is intense desire for someone or something that dies quickly. That dies quickly. Don't show irritation. Don't show nervousness. Don't show fear. If you have these qualities, your circumstances cannot overpower you. Do not allow your situation to overpower you. Who is sthitpragya? One who does not allow his or her situation to overpower. Do not allow your situation to overpower. Then she says, understand that nothing is unending. Everything comes to an end. Grief also passes. Tragedy also passes. Life moves on. You move on. You continue your life and happiness returns. Understand, जति ठुलो ट्रेजेडी भए पनि happiness will come back.
Smile.
This attitude. Life may be filled with suffering, but understand that life is also filled with wonders. Nature, river, sunshine, a boy, a child smiling, laughing. Then she says that for Priscilla, what is happiness? Happiness is to be part of something larger than myself. To understand this thing, we remember the story, the shoe dog, by Phil Knight. Phil Knight, in class 10, he discovered something larger than himself. What? The dream to open a shoe company. The dream to open a shoe company. And he dedicated his whole energy and life into achieving that larger thing. And today, he has left a mark on the world. So if you want to be happy in life, decide an aim in life which requires your whole life to achieve and achieve it. What is happiness? For example, she says, I am a writer, I am a teacher. So I study literature. Literature is very vast. There are millions of books. So literature, the desire to read literature is something larger than my life. And I am dedicating my life to the study of literature. I am a teacher. I am dedicating my life to teaching. So teaching for me is something larger than my life, and I am pursuing teaching, so it gives me happiness. Right? Then she says that happiness is inner state of mind. What is happiness? The last paragraph. We are in the last paragraph. She says, happiness is inner state of mind. Then she says, happiness is unbreakable spirit. Then she says, happiness is sense of self-worth. Then happiness is choice to be happy. Happiness is Happiness is helping others to heal. Happiness is healing the world. Happiness is cultivating peace of mind. Happiness is cultivating kindness to self and others. Happiness is cultivating compassion. Happiness is respecting the earth. Happiness is increasing our own happiness consciously. Happiness is making our community happy. Happiness is making our world happy. Happiness is making others happy. When you make others happy, you find happiness. So what is the essence? If you make others happy, you become happy. Thank you.
Thank you.